This is this is our show. This is our show. And this is right after to say right next to something I really it stands for a long time. The mostly complete Royal Holidays by Lost Bag. I think that's all. I think that's a lot of his videos. So I'm really excited with this. I'm really excited to take a shot because it's kind of like a little horror element, at least from like design standpoint, in the whole mix sometimes. So I said I'm really excited to take a shot. So I'll take this out, so let's just give it 3, 2, 1, play. Yep.
If you were to ask me, what is your favorite video game ever made?
Alright.
I would have to say Toy in the House for the Nintendo DS.
Just
But Hollow Knight would be a close
a
second.
second.
Hollow Knight was released on February 24th, 2017 by Team Cherry, an indie game studio based in the mythical land of Africa in South Australia. Over the past few years, Hollow Knight has become an indie darling. The game sold 3.5 million copies, was the opening game at GameCube 2019. There's a Hollow Knight book, line of plushies, t-shirts, nicotine patches, nuclear warheads, and even vinyl records for all you guys. Team Cherry had one goal when making Hollow Knight. They wanted to create a world that allowed players to get completely lost in exploration. You can see this desire in Hollow Knight. The levels in Hollow Knight are massive, with secrets and rewards requires the player to work for the map, forcing them to make a of the world in their head. Creating an atmosphere that the player won't want to leave. But there's one aspect of Hollow Knight that keeps people like me the world building.
A wonderful world that we found
Super Metroid launched in 1994
for
stood out for its
this
unusual sense
okay.
of immersion. Now, in 1994, I was really not being but I've watched enough YouTube videos to know that this game was a big deal. In case you didn't know, Super Metroid is basically the granddaddy of all Metroidvanias. That's why they're called Metroidvanias. Now, in Super Metroid, there are moments that give the player a sense of depth. Basically, the feeling that this world exists outside of Samus's interactions with it. In the room right before that diabetic crocodile thing, Samus can find the corpse of a soldier. His inclusion here doesn't change the gameplay at all, but also gives the player a sense of wonder they're exploring.
Why
was he here in the first place? Did he like jazz?
music,
Now, finding dead bodies and other
music,
is pretty cool, right?
and the
Well, Hollow Knight basically does the same thing, about a dozen times. Through its world building, Hollow Knight turns Hallownest into a living kingdom. You can sense the land when you look at dilapidated structures.
The history of Hollow Knight is insane and crazy.
Nothing feels like it was put into the game randomly. There's a reason for it. Except those reasons aren't the easiest to uncover. Hollow Knight's narrative is buried under layers of NPC dialogue, item descriptions, lore tablets,
very much a dark show.
fan gamer wanderer's journal. These past 3 years have seen an insane amount of research by the Hollow Knight to make sense of Team Cherry's sprawling world. We've even made it to the point where people are looking at the in-game signs to try and decipher Hallownest's logo.
Oh my god.
In this video, I hope to
Are you serious? That's actually kind of insane.
exploring
But
Hallownest's
I
history
believe
and
it.
uncertain future.
People love watching
Surprisingly accurate
games.
Smash Brothers
That's
roster
fucking insane.
videos, or insightful podcasts about beloved subjects like the Donkey Kong Country television series, or whatever this was supposed to be. I'm usually making videos about Hollow Knight.
Which
While I am
as
a
well.
Hollow Knight lore expert, I cannot confirm that every musing or theory presented in this video is completely correct. I highly
Of course,
recommend
obviously.
the lore section of the Hollow Knight Wiki if you want a more neutral explanation of Hollow Knight's lore.
He's, yeah, most things we were fantastic, basically.
Or just grab a block of cheese
So
from the
cast
store
it out, so
and enjoy the most complete lore of Hollow Knight.
caught his plugins. This is
It's
really
a simple
biased
fact
about
that
it.
every kingdom goes
So
back to God,
it's
be that
independent,
technology,
basically.
ideologies, or in rare cases, God. As
Correct.
it turns out,
It's
the bugs
history.
of Halnest pretty much operate in the same way. From the Mosskin born from the dream of the giant slug, to the emo kids of the ancient civilization who literally worship the darkness, there is no shortage of things to worship in the
The
world.
worship goes like
Our
one
story
hill
begins
how
with
it
a creature
worship
very
the
much
king.
worthy of
Our
worship.
king.
A creature born from the carcass of a worm. The carcass can still be found in the Kingdom's
Oh.
Edge.
Oh
and
shit,
what
that's
worms
that's
actually look
actually.
like. At the time Hollow Knight occurs,
I'm
it's
sure I
best
knew
that there
that.
were no worms
I
left
must
in
have
the
done that.
They were
Must have
incredibly
done
long
that.
creatures that featured little to no limbs.
Yeah,
Another more mysterious property was that they had some kind of prescience or foresight. Basically,
Yeah,
they could
just
see
they
the
were.
future to some
I
capacity.
mean, I don't think
It's
so.
unclear how effective
My
this
God,
ability
what
was.
are
Considering how the entire race went extinct, this foresight ability must have been pretty shit. Getting back to this particular worm carcass, it's explained that this worm traveled across the mountains and wastelands of Halnest. Once
evolved
it
and
arrived at Halnest, the worm died.
transformed into something else, basically?
Inside the maw of the carcass sits a pale, broken egg, out of which hatched a new form of worm, a being of meager shadow. This form of the worm is usually referred to as the Pale King, and he's the character basically responsible
No
for everything that
transformation,
happens
I
in Hollow
think.
Knight. The Pale King is a higher being, a type of creature that exists above all others.
That's why I
His
worship
body
him
was said
so
to shine with
that
a
much,
radiant brightness
basically.
that harmed those who looked upon him. The ultimate goal of the Pale King seemed to be in line with that of other worms. A line from the cryptic Mr. Mushroom reads, "Worms pull bugs into their thrall, till ages pass and kingdoms fall." In other words, it's just in their nature. Dogs wag their tails, cats
I should
shit,
rule,
and worms bring massive amounts of bugs into their service in order to form long-standing kingdoms and civilizations. And here in the far corner of the world, the Pale King emerged from the corpse of his former self and began to build his eternal kingdom, Hallownest.
Yep, pretty much. That's so crazy stuff. It went to hell.
People already living there.
Just
The
feel
area
like
that
a
eventually became
mess.
Hallownest is already filled with mantises, bees, moths, spiders, mushrooms, and bush cosplay. Each of these groups were already operating with their own cultures and societies, and each group had a different
And some
reaction
did
to the
not,
Pale King.
and some did
One
not
of the more
think
receptive groups to the arrival of the
kindly.
Pale King were the mushrooms of the fungal waste. These creatures were able to communicate with one another through one shared mind. The mushrooms used their shared mind as a strength, and they were
How
kind
you
of
about
smart
that?
heads about it.
Wow.
Ultimately, the mushrooms wearily accepted the Pale King's rule, viewing his foresight as a shield to the dangers of the future.
Huh. That's realistic, actually. Yeah, that's
The
exactly.
mantises have a rich cultural
They're
history
like
reaching back to
pissed.
long before the
They're
birth of
like
Hallownest.
pissed. It's like, fuck
The
you.
mantises
They're
are
just
a
like,
proud
fuck
tribe,
you.
believing in the importance of
It's only take the fuck up. Maybe you could talk
The
to fuck
mantises are
himself.
fiercely territorial, but will show respect to those who display great power. These Fight Club enthusiasts were led by 4 powerful
Oh my
mantises,
god.
who I guess
That's
just
a
had a
good joke,
sour
honestly.
for outsiders to challenge them. The Mantis tribe had
Oh,
no
yeah.
interest in
There's no
peace,
just yeah, the
but the two
trailer.
communities
Oh
did come
boy.
to a truce. In exchange
Trailer.
for their independence from Hallownest,
Probably
the Mantis tribe
because
kept the beasts of Deep Nest from invading Hallownest. Not sure why they didn't just go out the other exits from Deep Nest, but whatever. I'm not an expert on Border Patrol.
Oh my god.
Let's move on to Deep Nest.
I
Now,
did
many of the
this
different
is
tribes of
similar.
Hallownest kind
Why
of
just
leave
travel
details
all over?
behind, detailing pretty much
It's
everything
kind of
you need to
crazy
know about
about.
it.
How you would
Unfortunately,
that?
the bugs of Deep Nest
Oh wait,
didn't do that.
if
We
you
know
were
that the
sport
spiders
room.
of Deep Nest had a monarchy
The
because
store room farm.
those were
Oh,
always
the
right.
store room
Also, within
farm.
Deep Nest are a
Oh
separate group
boy.
of spiders that immigrated to Deep Nest at some point in the past. This group was known as the Weavers, and they established their own culture and history within Deep Nest. They used looms of silk to weave
But
stories
they
and spells.
also
and
were
healings.
part
One thing
of
we know for sure about
Harvest.
Deep Nest is that they really didn't want anything to do with Hallownest. The struggles of
Well,
Hallownest relations
except one of them,
as
right?
time goes on, but for right
Except
now,
one
it
of
seems like the
them.
two remain fairly isolated from one another. Another
That's
part
true.
of Pre-Hallownest includes Green Path. Now, as far as we can tell, the mushrooms, mantises, and spiders of Deep Nest didn't worship any higher beings. There is this giant mushroom corpse in the fungal core, but I don't think this is a higher being. I mean, who the hell would want to worship a fat-ass mushroom? Fat-ass slug?
Maybe. Oh, hey.
The
Hey,
land
lay down.
is created by the higher being.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I'm still alive.
Mind to dream the vegetation
I'm just still
into the once barren
just somewhere.
Un's
Really.
followers,
That's
the
like.
Mothkin, were also born out of Un's.
Oh, I remember
waiting for
Mothkin.
their
Nice.
creator.
Oh,
Green
what
Path at its height was actually much larger than we see in the game. At one point, Green Path stretched into both modern-day Queen's Garden and possibly Forest Canyon. Green
It's a
Path
dark place in the
showed
house.
themselves to be a fairly developed society. They built a temple at the Lake of Un.
They have all
They
sorts
had
of.
their own line of defense. With
They have idols.
efficiency and
They have these idols.
and shells.
Have their own version of the Lord.
The law of Un continued to remain in effect even after the Pale King arrived. But it seems like they allowed the king to establish a road through their lands, leading travelers to the heart of Howland.
That's their flowers.
Hence the name
Shuffling it.
Yeah, Team Cherry really racked their brains when naming this area.
Damn.
Next, we have the
Damn.
There is no lore
Since
in
I
how
went
these
there,
species are
so
fucking
casting.
or how they can ignore all known laws of aviation. We do know how they react.
Oh my god, that joke.
These
That
birds
goddamn
decide to
joke.
their hive off from the rest of the world, with only patrol bees being able to.
That goddamn bee movie.
So yeah, the bees are pretty much pointless in this story. And finally, we have the moth tribe.
There is
The only moth
fuck
substance
you
is
and
the
something
underground.
else.
But the tribe might have also inhabited the Crystal Peak at one point. Now, as we all know, moths in real life are just complete assholes.
Oh,
As for the
god
moths in real
damn.
life, well, it's a bit complicated. The moth race is
Damn.
described as being a rather pacifist group, with few ever choosing to take up a weapon. During the Pale King's reign, the moth race delved amongst dreams
And then, yeah,
displaying the
basically,
importance of remembering those who have passed, as well as
except for his
the
war and
themselves.
became time
Similar
hawk,
to the
became
Mothkin,
part
the
of
moth
his
tribe is
kingdom.
born from a higher being known
Empire's
as the
kingdom.
Radiance is
Yeah.
described as being
The
a
way
remnant
is-
of the moth tribe basked. So she was
the way
basically a
is-
giant lamp to them.
The way
Another
it's
important aspect of
very
the
much,
radiance
yeah,
is her
really
ties to
stuff.
dreams and a substance known as essence. Essence are the remains of wishes and
But-
dreams
but
and
the
are represented in-game
phrase is
as
very
particle
killing it.
effects.
Oh, they want to go
Essence form
crazy.
three roots,
Killing
as
them.
well as
So it's
dream
like,
hosts,
that's
both
fucker.
of which are memories taking root in the world.
Fuck your ideas.
Radiance appears to be a creature made
Oh,
of
fuck
essence,
it.
but she isn't the only higher being to give off essence. Un has green particles, the Pale King has gray particles, and this
Okay,
is
green
Grim,
Sup,
some
bud?
fiery red particles. However,
Love that
Radiance
fucker.
appears to be the main god when it comes to dreams, even
Yeah.
if other gods also dabble in the dream realm. Getting back to the moth,
There are multiple gods
their
around me,
interaction with the
but
Pale King that we need
Pale
to
King
discuss.
is the most, it's
Basically, the
like,
moths turn their backs on the Radiance completely.
and
In
this
order to worship
is a
the god
king.
they had appeared, the Pale King's light.
Which
So
it
yeah,
turns out to be a bad
moths
thing
are
to do.
assholes in this game too.
God
With
damn.
their tribe forsaking her, the Radiance became a forgotten memory, a remnant of the past, and a thing that's definitely not going to
Forgotten
be again later.
memories that can reaching
And
back
so the Pale
into
King's new kingdom was established.
their minds because
But there is
even
one
though
aspect of
they
Colonists that we need to discuss.
abandoned her.
Unfortunately, to better understand this, we're going to have to read some poetry.
Wow.
Beyond may speak your name with reverence and regret. For none can tame our
Yeah,
souls
it's also
challenge me.
pretty sad.
Under palest watch,
World, it's not the happiest
base
in
instincts
it
were
ever.
a world you gave to bug and beast as they had never dreamed. This is from a poem titled Elegy for Howlist, written by Modomon the Teacher.
Yeah, well, I'm
The poem
thinking
appears at the
that,
beginning
yeah,
of
she's
every
trying to,
and hints at
really
what the Pale
interesting.
King and his kingdom offered. Much of the land outside of Howlnest appears to be a wasteland, where bugs survive off of instinct, without the burden of mind. Howlnest somehow taught these bugs and tamed their
and
souls.
gives them,
Basically, the Pale King
gives them
changed the instincts of
sensors.
his subjects
Gives them
and
sentience,
granted
yes.
them higher thought. To get a better picture of this, let's look at two different characters, Boone and Tuck. These adorable panda bug things are a display of Howlnest's effect. While both appear to be the same species of bug, Boone is dumb as a sack of balls, struggling to string together words, while Tuck speaks fairly clearly. The main difference between these two characters is that while Boone lives outside of Howlnest, Tuck lives beneath the city's capital. Basically, it appears as though Howlnest is a literal holy ground, but raises the
Because
intelligence
it's
of
very
the
interesting.
within.
It's very
The Pale King
interesting
established
also.
a path, starting from the kingdom's entrance in King's Pass, winding through Greenpath in the Fungal Wastes, and finally ending at the massive capital at Hallownest's heart.
And
We
they're
now know
giving
the capital city as the City
all
of
these
Tears,
kinds of
but
words
that
to
was
me.
likely not
Carry
its
on
original
thought
name. The rain that falls down onto the
sentience
hills in the Blue Lake above
instead
didn't begin
instant
until after the
basically.
kingdom collapsed. So unless the capital was originally named by some edgy literature student, the name City of Tears wouldn't have made much
Is
sense.
basically what's
The
now
king's
it's
motivation
based
for all
on
this appears to have been his desire
the
to
fact that the
unite.
kingdom's
The
collapsed and
citizens
doesn't
of
work
Hallownest
down
believe that the
basically.
Pale King created the world and everything in it.
Man,
Shrines
this
of the
is
pagan towns scattered
a
throughout
really
the
cool
land
thing
make
reading
king's
this.
idols
So
with
I
pagan
gotta go and
and
get
distributed
it.
to follow his
See all that
king.
kind of shit, basically.
Despite the worship, the Pale King often kept himself hidden from his subjects, possibly to hide his blemishes. I mean, if you look at the size of the real Pale King to the statue in the ancient basin, the man is clearly overcompensating.
Yeah,
Pale King's white was also built underneath the city, separating him from his subjects even more so.
because he
At the same time,
them to see
certain
him
powers
as
became shunned in Hallownest, though we don't know for
perfect.
sure if the Pale King had anything to do with this.
Perfect.
It is a blue liquidy substance that leaves those who drink it feeling refreshed. However, the
That's
use of
perfect.
it was seen as a
Process,
taboo, and
basically.
those who used it were demonized as heretics. The use of soul
Like
for
Tony.
is also shunned.
Or
Soul
Tony
is a
did.
sort of life force in Hollow Knight that animates the bodies of living creatures.
And can help them
But some
heal.
characters are
If
able
someone
to
can
control
use
the
it,
will of others to
magic to
harness
heal
powerful
themselves.
spirits.
Or
But aside
use
from the
powers.
exceptions, no citizens of Hallownest ever used this power.
Yeah, I'm so,
However, the Pale King didn't
so
rule them.
something, man.
There was another higher being in the mix.
How they're Korean,
Being known
basically.
as the White Lady. The White Lady is a
Just
weird
Korean,
like girl
basically.
that can be found in the modern-day Queen's Gardens. She is encased
Oh,
in
that
a
music
and
is
we know
really
very
great.
little about her.
Some
With
fire
as much
queen.
exposition we get for the Pale King,
Some
there's
red
next to
teeth.
nothing on the White Lady.
Later queen.
One thing we do know is that she likes to breed.
Oh, Jesus.
The White Lady would often
That's why she
visit
knew
the
this.
gardens,
That's why she
an area
knew
of land
this.
once
So
controlled by the
shield
monster.
herself away.
How exactly she walked around and actually went places is a lore question too deep for even my expertise.
Something.
The White Lady is also known as a pale being, along with the Pale King. What exactly are pale beings? Well, we don't
They're
know
very
for sure,
powerful.
but they seem to stand out even amongst higher
God-like
being
beings.
even more powerful. I know that's a little confusing, so let's try using an example.
Okay,
I'd
huh?
say that regular higher beings are like a TP Link Archer
Oh,
AC-17
okay.
wireless dual band gigabit router.
Uh,
Pale beings are like the Asus
okay.
AX88U AX6000
Yep.
dual band 8X gigabit Wi-Fi.
do not get any of this.
Under the Pale King, Hallownest
Thanks for,
is a bit of an
thanks for confusing me.
Keep
I
a
got
look at
all
the
sorts
construction
of
of the stagways, which were used to
stagways and
transport
crabs, exhaust and
forgotten
stuff involved
crossroads
in
and
basically.
control rooms above the City of Tears were used to store goods that traveled along these stagways. The king also ordered the construction of the tramways, because literally no one is safe from the threat of automation.
God damn.
Between the forgotten crossroads and
Technology, dude.
a second tram was built from the kingdom's edge across the ancient basin over to Deep Nest. And then a third train was started in Deep Nest and attempted to go further into Deep Nest. I'm not sure how useful that would have been to the bugs of Hallownest, but whatever. The Pale King's a smart guy.
That's right, Ryan. Yep, he's definitely smart. Definitely smartest thing ever, basically.
Ended up getting a few of
Just
his
out.
tram workers killed. The bugs of Deep Nest rejected the Pale King's attempt to build a tram in their territory, further cementing the poor relations shared between the two groups.
It's trying to cause me
Aside from
a
convenient
conflict of
fast travel, regular
conflict
pathways were also used to cart goods around the kingdom.
basically.
From this was born probably one of the most important groups in Hallownest, and perhaps even all of fiction. An elusive guild of bugs,
Aw,
the Mender
the
Bugs,
miners.
containing various signs scattered throughout Hallownest. From the
Oh.
geometry of one Mender Bug, we can
Wow.
into their ancient and
Oh,
ancient
boy.
minds.
It's a meme.
Dear diary, isn't
It's
life
a big jerk.
thing? Fixing signs, mending posts, let me break,
That's
I
right.
say. I'm a better mender for all that was said. I sometimes doubt
Jerks,
that
man.
bug in all of Hallownest happier than me.
Another example of the Pale King
This is jerks. The jerk.
structure
That's
is
such a
crystal.
great jerk.
This area is filled with crystals that grow rapidly along walls, ceilings, and even the shells of certain bugs. These crystals were
The
used
wires
to
and
bugs of
stuff.
Hallownest, resulting in large-scale mining efforts. We don't actually see the crystals used anywhere else in Hallownest, but they are said to contain a sort of energy. The crystals are also said to sing if you listen very carefully.
Oh my god. God damn it.
In terms of military, Hallownest's first
They
line
had
of defense
crazy
appeared to be a group simply
five
known as
great
the Five
knights.
Great Knights.
Yeah,
The members of this esteemed coalition were Ogrim, Hagamil, Zemir, Drya, and Isma.
and
Although not so
Tony.
important, most of the information
Tony
about
Summers,
Ogrim has been lost to
it's
time. Ogrim is the knight we know the most about, since he is one of the few knights
It
still
still
alive
lives.
of the game. Ogrim expressed a great amount of loyalty towards the king, and he maybe had something going on with Isma, but we really don't know.
Oh boy. Oh
Ogrim was
wow.
known for his sense of humor and his soft-spoken voice, but at the same time, he was also dummy thick.
God damn.
Samir arrived in Hallownest from a serene land, bringing with her a collection of delicate flowers. At some point, she also got into a relationship with a mantis, but not
Oh
the
damn.
same a daughter of one of the mantis lords. So yeah, it seems like these great knights were slaying in more ways than one. All we
God
know about
damn,
Drya
what
is that she was
Jesus.
fierce, caring, and wise.
Into
As for Isma, she was described as being
darling, she
she also
I'm
appears to be
dying
some
of
sort
like
of
lazy.
weird plant life form, but there's no information on where she's from or what her powers were.
This
The Five
was
Great Knights
crazy.
played an important role in the Champion's Call, the Knotted Grove, and the Battle of the Blackburn. We have no idea what these events were or how they affected Hallownest, but they sound cool nonetheless.
So something.
During Hallownest's reign, there was
So
another
for
strange area that
badass.
seemed to exist separate
I
from
had
the
calcium.
Ward out
Calcium
of the corpse
basically.
of an ancient bug, an area called the Coliseum of Fools was constructed, and it was a destination
I mean, we're here
outside
sometime.
Hallownest. The sole
It's a
purpose
resident
of
in
the
Russia.
Coliseum
Yeah.
appears to be simply for glory, with a mysterious figure known as the Lord Fool overseeing the combat. We don't know
That
if the
is
Coliseum
very
was
interesting,
constructed
actually.
or if the Pale King was involved, but one of his servants, the Pale Lurker, became a champion in the Coliseum,
Ah,
gaining
boy.
the Pale King's approval. And finally, there was the Royal Waterways, where the fecal excrement of the kingdom was washed out into the fungal wastes. This area
Oh,
supports
fungal
a
waste.
species of parasite-like creatures called the
Yeah, it's
The fluke
very
spawned
interesting,
from a
honestly.
fluke worm, a giant monster with cavities in which tinier flukes live. There really isn't too much lore involved.
Yeah, it's kind of there,
Point out that
basically.
the fluke worm is canonically a MILF. Like, as
God,
an agent of
wow.
the
I
sky
forgot
is
that.
blue, two
That's
creatures
fucking.
whisper,
Oh my
and we
god.
all want to fuck this thing. And so this was
Oh
the
my
kingdom
god.
at its height. Hallownest was a
Jeez.
vast kingdom connected
Holy
by a
shit.
network of stagways and tram stations.
Very told that.
Bugs of
Very
Hallownest
told.
mourned their
Boring.
dead
I'm
nesting
kidding
grounds,
me.
engaged in commerce using Geo, the de facto currency of the
It's
region,
not a
and a
photo.
thriving
Business
town
and
located in the middle of the
yeah,
kingdom.
this and yeah.
The Pale King had succeeded in
It's
crafting
just-
a full-blown society, but we all know there are pitfalls to living in
Oh my
this
god.
society.
God
As
damn
the
it.
suspiciously knowledgeable Hunter points out in his
The hell have
the
I
Pale King had created a population of weak and pathetic creatures. The bugs of Hallownest did not hunt for their own food, and had become complacent with their comfort.
I'll have to hear it
This is even
now.
more obvious with the east wing of the capital. These greedy members of Hallownest's high society became complete cowards, obsessed with riches and plumb from excess wealth.
So,
Living in
well,
Hallownest
that's
was
time
was
three.
quite different than the instinctive
Interesting,
citizens
honestly.
they once were. Their savagery had been replaced with intelligence, and through that intellect, they gave the Pale King the devotion and service
I don't
of
think
their
we can
life.
read.
And while there were a
But
few
they
struggles
can read
along the
because
way,
of
they
that.
were shining times for
That's
the
just
king and his
awfully
son.
interesting too,
Resting
actually.
at the threshold of Hallownest is a strange lore tablet.
I'm not sure how we
proclaims
have
the last and
humans
ultimate
involved, basically.
civilization. It calls Hallownest an eternal kingdom. This appears to have been the Pale King's goal, for Hallownest to stand against the wasted world as a final beacon for civilization. And that was the Pale King's
That's-
ultimate folly.
As
To
honestly,
succeed where so many others had failed before. Long before the
Ah.
Pale Kings or the Barry Bensons of the world, the land of Hallownest was controlled by an ancient caste. Hints of Hallownest history are littered through
yeah,
with
it's
the
it's
most notable
so
examples being
raised.
soul totems and arcane eggs.
It's considered
One sect of
honestly
these ancient bugs didn't
very
worship a god
versus
like the Pale King
doctor
or any
session.
lord, but instead a dark and mysterious substance known as the Void.
This is
This ancient
quite
chaos
Dark
once
Souls
also
like
tried to
this.
lay claim to the entire land of Hallinest, but they
You
took
see,
it.
you see
In
that
his
it
quest to
seems
conquer all of Hallinest, the Pale
something
King had
creative.
met
Oh,
an enemy long forgotten,
it's
an
out.
enemy that was about to be remembered.
The radius. Yep.
I mentioned earlier
Oh,
that the
music.
Moth tribe entirely forgot about the
The
radiance
music
that
doesn't
the
sound
Pale King.
completely
Well, that
true.
isn't quite true.
Mm-hmm.
Memories of her still lingered, and hushed whispers of faith kept the radiance alive. At the summit of the Crystal Peak, a location known as Hallinest,
Eventually,
a strange collection of
that was replaced
placed
with
as a statue of the
higher
radiance, presiding
solution.
over the kingdom below.
Every
So
single
some
content
soul
point.
standing shrines
They
light
all
to the
have.
radiance.
They all
This was built
just
in order to keep the memory of the radiance alive. The radiance's light began to appear in the dreams of Hallinest citizens. This
the
light
chosen
manifested
man.
itself in an infection that
Chosen
burned
man.
Hallinest hunters.
Such all
Those
that
infected would fall
terrible
into
stuff
deep
happened.
sleep and awaken with broken minds.
The
Lesser bugs
actually
tried to
same
resist
person.
the radiance's light, which only resulted in them being consumed by it even more so. Many
Which
infected
is
bugs
really
lost their will
horrifying.
and
See
began
how awesome.
attacking bugs that weren't infected. The infection also
my
twisted
God,
the
much
bodies of
like
the bugs, causing them to bloat and occasionally develop orange cysts on their bodies.
Which is
For many victims, they
it's
were
kind of horrifying
with basic
to
instincts,
figure out what that
carrying
is.
out the duties they once fulfilled in life, but now as mindless slaves.
The
Those caught up in the infection
insane
began to
action.
rule Radiance's hive mind, allowing her to control their bodies if needed. As the
Which
infection
is
spread across
Jesus.
Hallinest,
That's
many
kind of
folks sought
terrifying.
solutions to fight off the Radiance's light. The gates to the city
Including
were
the-
closed in an attempt to keep
including
the
the
infection from
counting.
reaching the city.
Enter
The
dreamers.
stagways were also shut down at some point, and many of the stags eventually died out. But some took more proactive efforts against the infection.
The king
Scholars
is
of the Soul
dreamers.
Sanctum decided to harness the power of soul in an attempt to fight the infection. This
It's
resulted in
also,
the deaths
it's,
of hundreds of
so
souls.
God's
Souls were
race.
sucked out and injected
And,
into the bodies of the scholars. Their goal was to achieve some kind
and
of
unfortunately, it
which
didn't,
would
it
somehow
didn't
protect
work
them
for
from the
them.
plagues of the mind.
It didn't work for
The
them.
scholar's leader, the Soul Master, was driven mad by the sheer power of soul, and his entire sect failed to avoid infection. But
This
hey,
is,
at least they took as many innocent
Oh,
people with them as they could.
Jesus
The
Christ,
Mantis
dude.
tribe,
Awesome
showing stronger will
bodies.
than the common bug, were able to stave off the infection.
Which is pretty
However,
badass,
one of the
honestly.
four Mantis lords turned against his sisters. He and his followers took in the infection willingly, as it gave them more strength and courage.
I don't know,
At
dude.
some
This
point
is,
in all this,
that's,
the Traitor Lord and his followers were
It's
exiled
really
from
all-
Mantis village, eventually taking up residence in the Queen's Gardens. The Traitor Lord's daughter ended up dying at some point. This is the same Mantis that was in a relationship with Zemir, one of the 5 great knights. But the Mantises rejected their union because of Zemir's outsideness. As a gamer, this type of violence is all too familiar.
that gay
It
race.
makes me
Is
sick.
that gay race?
With the 5 great knights completely useless to fight against the infection, the Pale King devised his own
But
scheme,
the rest of
a
resistance,
scheme involving a
Yep,
strange
yep, the
substance known
pyramids.
as void. As I mentioned earlier, the Pale King's White Palace was built in an area called the Ancient Basin.
But they were
This
right
castle
next to
wasn't
them.
the only noteworthy thing down there.
Yeah,
Bottom of the ancient basin
it's so
was
goddamn
an pit
to
under the
create
abyss. Within the abyss was a lake
the
of
Holotype.
void. The Pale King realized that this void could be
Did
closed,
it captures
as
right?
evidenced by an imprint of such, deep within the abyss, possibly left there by the ancient civilization that predated the
They
void.
can come
The Pale King devised a workshop
to
in
be
the palace
created,
where he
basically.
placed the void in armored shells imbued with soul, creating servants known as King's Molds and Wing Molds. These void creatures were somehow imprinted with the desire of the Pale King, so that they would serve him. It isn't clear when the Pale King
just such
started
fun.
these creatures.
Oh, it's
There
these
is evidence to
guys.
imply that even common bugs were aware of King's Molds. But the point is, the Pale King turned to the
Oh,
void
man.
to create another creature, one that he believed could contain the radiance and her infection. He tried to create a pure vessel.
Yeah,
The radiance's
the
infection
true
wasn't
Holotype.
supposed to have a will and a mind in order to enslave it. A pure vessel would be a creature made of void, designed to lack those features.
I would fight
The Pale King
for
believed that by harnessing the void
I would fight
inside a
for the
vessel,
king,
he would be
no
able to
matter
stop the
what
infection
they
and keep Hallownest lasting eternal. But his method for creating this
It
so-called
was.
pure vessel was incredibly cruel.
Yeah, he was
This is where the White Lady and her king
massacres.
libido come into play.
Massacres.
Beings engaged in a union of some kind, resulting in
Massacres,
several
dude.
eggs that were dropped down into the abyss. There, the void seeped into these eggs, corrupting the offspring of the Pale King and the White Lady. This act resulted in
This
the
is
creation
horrific.
of
I
the
can see
vessels.
that.
The vessels are not technically considered to be alive. They are shells
Ah,
created by the Pale
Jesus.
King and White
I'm
Lady
pretty
that
fucked
have
up
been
if you
filled
think
with
about
the
it,
void.
actually.
Within
Jesus
each
Christ.
vessel is a shade, a completely void being, hidden behind the face of the vessel. Vessels are
Here it
also
is.
non-gendered. I guess because they're dead or something.
I was like
That's
this.
how that works.
I'm making a record test.
I'm not an
I
expert.
take the silence.
I don't work at ICE anymore.
Oh,
Thousands
Jesus.
of vessels
I
were
take the
created
silence
in
back.
places, but only one was chosen as the pure vessel. This particular
But this
vessel
one
chosen by the
was
Pale King
actually
was deemed the Hollow
flawed.
and was taken away to the White Palace. But I want to take a bit of
Flawed,
this part of the story.
Oh,
There are
okay.
other questions and theories surrounding this moment that I really want to dig into.
I see it's
The big
flawed.
question
It's
surrounding this
flying
moment is why was the
sometimes.
Hollow Knight chosen over any other vessel? One common theory is that the Pale King took these vessels back to the White Palace and evaluated them using
Oh my
his
god.
giant collection
Wait,
of
oh
vessels.
shit.
This theory is probably the least likely explanation.
Oh,
The
shit,
King
wow,
probably exists just as
it's
part
so
of the
interesting.
Claws, which is quite the mystery
The
of it.
boss was
It
just
doesn't
weird.
really mesh with the vessels very well. How does being good at Super Meat Boy prove that you are a worthy vessel? And while thinking about logistics in a game about magic bugs is never a good
Yeah,
idea,
there's
how
it's
exactly
terrible,
did the
man.
Pale King transfer these thousands of vessels to his palace without characters like the Dumb Defender finding out?
They all knew
Seems to me
basic
that the
things.
Pale King probably made his decision
Like,
without talking to any of
they
the vessels.
possibly all knew.
So how did the Pale King make his evaluation?
Who
I think the
knows?
best explanation comes from a theory I originally
Oh,
heard from a user
okay,
named
huh?
Golden Flower Fan. Basically, the vessels were hatched down at the bottom of the space, and the first one to make it to the top was chosen by the Pale King. In a memory of
Interesting,
we
man.
see vessels falling from above back down into the pit of the abyss. Perhaps the
The
vessels weren't being
failure,
hatched out of the
failure,
abyss, but fell while
It's
trying to swim
failure.
out of it. The
Jesus
war tablet inside
Christ.
the abyss appears to support this theory. It reads, "Our pure vessel has ascended.
This is from all
We
these
find
things.
refuge
That's
in the
garbage.
dark
This
abyss.
is
We
fucked
shall
up,
enter that
actually.
place no longer." This tablet is likely written right after the Hollow Knight was chosen, considering that is when the entrance to the abyss was sealed off. The tablet proclaims that the pure vessel has ascended, or in other words, climbed out of the abyss. And while cut content should never be considered canon, I would just like to point out that an earlier version of the tablet
Okay.
found in the game's code
What is saying?
using more
Let's
explicit
see.
words. It read, "From below, our pure vessel has ascended." But how does making it to the top of the abyss first prove that the Hollow Knight was somehow perfectly hollow?
Doesn't.
Well, I think this whole concept might just be a misconception.
It's
What
a
if the Hollow Knight
tower.
wasn't any different from the other vessels? All the vessels were made in the exact same way after all.
No,
What
that's
if the Hollow
true.
Knight was somehow more hollow than the other vessels?
It's not
How would
true,
it be like if
basically.
there were so many vessels created in the first place? If they only needed one, then why create so goddamn many? I mean, this is like Octomom on steroids.
Oh my god, Jesus.
Well, these are bugs we're talking about, so it would make sense that multiple offspring would come from one egg. And it might have been a precaution to produce multiple vessels in
To
hopes
have,
that one would be able to successfully escape the abyss.
have one that could
Now, another
be
explanation could be
necessary.
that the Pale King just yeeted other vessels that made it to the top first, after determining that they weren't hollow.
Which
Which
would
would better
be
explain why so many
actually
vessels
just
failed.
strange. It's actually
Ultimately, the
make the
exact
taste
details
actually.
aren't super important.
I really
It's
don't
kind
have
of interesting how many different
exactly.
interpretations can be
The
pulled
two
from this
taste
part of
is
the lore. After the Hollow Knight was chosen, the Pale King sealed the doorway to the abyss, leaving the discarded vessels to rot away in darkness.
But
These actions were not taken lightly
one of them
by the
survived.
King or the White Lady. Both participants expressed shame in what they did, but saw no other option to save the king.
Wow.
But but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
legends
that's
don't
so
seem
fucked
more
up.
sap
It's just here about that.
There's also a lighthouse that is built on top of a naturally formed spire, its light shining down on an ocean of abyssal light. Inside was one of the Pale King's royal retainers, who was left in charge of keeping the lighthouse turned on. So this brave soul was willingly sealed in a
The
dark
sea
for
toss.
the rest of his life, just so he could not pull a lever. Well, at least he was living with purpose. With the
Yeah, I
and
guess.
the Hollow Knight chosen,
I
the
guess.
Pale King's plan was
Oh
beginning to come
boy.
together. The Hollow Knight was raised in
The hot fucking Catholic up, guys. Oh boy.
size. We don't know exactly why this happened, but I guess the Hollow Knight was
Just,
a grower, not a shower.
oh my god.
We know that the Hollow Knight was trained to use a nail, but why was this even necessary? One possible explanation is that the Hollow Knight needed to protect itself in case an intruder tried to kill
Oh
it,
no.
like the player. Or
Oh
perhaps this was
damn.
learned in the process of containing
Yeah,
the
it's not
radiance.
really.
Unfortunately, the details
Maybe
of
not
that
sure
were
about
never
that.
fully explained.
That's how I
The Hollow
go.
Knight might have somehow focused the radiance inside itself, but Team Fury gives us no explanation of how.
There are some things that
But
it's
that
not
still wasn't enough
mysterious.
for the Pale King. Additional seals were needed in order to protect the Hollow Knight's physical body while the radiance was trapped inside of it. To achieve this, the Pale King sought the help of three particular who would later be known as the Dreamers.
Music is going off in the background.
Motomon the Teacher, and
How that music is so
Urian
good.
is definitely the most mysterious of the three Dreamers. He lived in the Watchful Spire in the City of Tears. From there, Urian watched over the city with his telescope. Urian was a pretty big fan of the king, so it probably took little convincing for him to lie down to him. Urian might also be tied to another strange incident that occurred in the City of Tears. Hidden on
What's
some of
that?
Urian's door tablets are images of jars, the same jars that can be found stockpiled in the Tower of Love.
Ah,
This building sits on the outskirts of the city, and is the setting of one of the most bizarre bosses in the game.
Jesus, it touched our son.
The
It's
collector
just
of the White
voice.
Construct
Oh
appears
shit,
to
that
have
actually
been made from the
makes
same
sense
mold
actually.
used
Shit.
to create the king's molds. But the collector is unique because,
That's it.
well,
Why? That's kind of crazy.
the collector stays
Oh
in
my
the Tower
gosh.
of Love with a noble bug who likely owned the establishment. In the tower, a number of bugs can be found capped in jars, implying that
That's
each two
true.
were tasked with
That's
collecting
it all
these
done
bugs.
basically.
However,
That's
the
it
collector
basically.
somehow became obsessed with grubs, creating a map to keep
Da
track of
da
the
da
captured
da
jars,
da
as
da
well as
da.
keeping a strange shrine displaying a grub in the style of the Vitruvian man.
Which is very strange to me
The bug
actually.
staying with
The
the
hell's
collector
going on
decided
here?
to
It's
lock it inside the Tower of Love,
I need to
Queen's
do it.
Palace, where it
What
died,
is this?
likely due to
I can't do
overexposure
that. I
to
do
the
everything.
Despite being
I
locked
was
up,
really
the collector is still
interested.
spotted by
I
the
got
hunter at some point, which either means this only happened recently, or the hunter has been farting around the palace for a long ass time.
well, you see, that's
We
the
have no
great
idea
fucking
what
old
these creatures
place.
were trying to do. It's
He's
implied that
fucking
the collector
old.
was trying to preserve the creatures of Halnest, perhaps trying to protect them from the spread of the infection, but we don't know where the collector's obsession with grubs originated. And while Lurian does seem connected to all of this, we don't know how involved he was with this operation, or what its end goal exactly was. Motomon the Teacher lived in the Teacher's Archives, a library built atop a lake of acid in the Fog Canyon. The lower half of her body consists of tentacles, making her a popular subject for the thriving Hollow Knight R34 community.
God fucking
The
damn
archives
it.
in the Fog Canyon
Oh, boy.
are also filled with these strange
Oh,
creatures
boy.
and knockoffs. These creatures are likely related to
not wrong,
Motomon in some
actually.
way. They could be her live
It's not
offspring,
wrong.
her test tube babies, or possibly even her shit.
Oh my
Motomon
god.
uses futuristic
Jesus.
Catholic ray tube things to store information about Halnest.
This is very hard to
The
understand.
Teacher's
It's just
archives go
using.
into detail about the Pale King's plan to defeat the Radiants, indicating that Motomon had intimate knowledge of what she was taking part in. Finally,
Very
Hera the Beast, the Queen of Deep Nest. Now, as I mentioned earlier,
They are
between
good.
Halnest and Deep Nest were kinda
Yeah.
not great.
Oh,
Unlike
cut
the
the
other
ways.
two
Wow.
Dreamers, Hera needed to be convinced to
Great
defeat
cut.
the Pale King.
Great cut
Hera
there, my
would
guy.
agree to become a dreamer in exchange for a child. The Pale King agreed, and the two engaged in a dalliance.
Oh my god.
They totally boned. The White Lady was okay with this.
Jesus Christ,
In fact, she
my
modeled
God,
it from her
please.
father.
Oh my
The
fucking
motive
God.
behind Hera's request is never elaborated,
Seriously?
but it appears as though the
That,
King
oh my
Deepest was
God.
dead at the
That was
time.
a dead joke.
Hera was a common
Oh
maid, so
boy.
perhaps she desired the Pale King's pale seed so that her child could be of high birth.
Ah, it's not
The
here.
Pale King resulted in the birth
Yep.
of Hornet.
Oh my
She became known
Poor
as the Deadly
Hornet.
Child because, unlike the Pale King's other children,
Seriously.
Hornet was not hollowed out by the Abyss.
It hurts.
Hera and Hornet spent little time
See
together,
that?
as Hera had to make good on her end of the bargain. And so the three dreamers were put to rest. Further actions, a seal was placed over the black
At
egg,
least one.
prohibiting entrance into the chamber. These dreamers also had their own protection. At the base of Lurian's spire, the Watcher Knights guarded access to their master's body.
That process got crazy.
By a giant jellyfish named Umu.
Oh,
On top of this, Motomon entrusted her servant Whirl with a mask which would be required to bring
I
additional
I saw my God
herself.
that she was
So
so
she basically
insane.
is double wrapping herself. As for Hera, we're not really sure what protectors were, since there's never
How
actually
does?
seen in game. We don't
And
know
if
who
it's
the
like-
creature is hiding, but whoever it is, they really
That's
suck.
a beast.
Now there appears to be one more element to the Pale King's plan.
Oh.
Hidden away
Okay,
in
huh?
his den is an incomplete seal of binding, woven from silk. This design prominently features the Hollow Knight's head, and can be found in the white
Oh.
as well as blocking the exit during
Really interesting. Oh,
Silk was
shit.
created by the Weaver's
Ah,
Guild
that's
Stag
really
Station in
interesting.
Bristol, as well as
Ah.
the Stag Station next to the White Palace. These spools can also be found in the Pale King's
Ah.
workshop. We
Well, you
that these
know.
are closely tied to Hera and Hornet.
This is so interesting, actually. I know a lot of this stuff, but sorry I didn't
Once the Hollow Knight was
realize.
ready, the Radiance was somehow
Didn't have-
thrust into the vessel, which was then placed inside of a giant black egg located in the Forgotten Crossroads. This egg was built to sustain the Hollow Knight, and itself appears to be fashioned from the void. The Hollow
Oh,
Knight was
wow.
chained up, and the entrance to the black egg was
Yeah, I
blocked
think
by a
it
powerful seal
unfortunately
created
didn't
by the
work
three dreamers.
forever.
Initially, this
Uh-huh.
complicated plan actually worked, and the infection
It
was
didn't work
successfully
forever.
contained.
Listen up.
Memorials to the Hollow Knight and the Dreamers were erected in the City of Tears and the rest of the regions. But this is the part of the story where things get a
look.
little bit
Yep.
hazy. By the time these statues
Right.
were constructed,
Going on.
citizens
That's
had
what
started writing on parchment woven from spider silk, which was
And
always
it's
when
also-
water started pouring down onto the city.
So we lost
We don't
all
know
the
how long the
records
Hollow
that
Knight was
we
able to
really
completely contain the
everything else
Slugs from Dirtmouth used to go to the Temple of the Black Egg to pray, saying they felt at peace within the walls. But after a while, they stopped going, perhaps indicating that the infection was beginning to leak out again. The infectious air continued to seep through Halness for years, eventually even reaching the deepest parts of the kingdom.
That's kind of crazy.
As it turns
That's how
out, the Pale
powerful
King's
it
pure vessel
actually
wasn't
is.
pure after all. The Hollow Knight had been tarnished by an idea instilled. While the game never explicitly tells us what that idea
Plus,
is,
it's on
it
pride,
does hint
basically.
strongly at what it might be.
Pride?
Hidden away in the White Palace is a
Sure.
record showing the Hollow Knight and the Pale King sharing
Love.
moments. The Hollow Knight
Love,
felt
essentially.
a bond to the Pale King.
Got one touch around,
And who
it's
could
on
blame him?
pride as
The
well.
Pale King is a pretty great dad after all. You know, if you ignore the
Are you
infection.
sure about that? Jesus
Remember those
Christ.
smug mushroom dickheads?
Wow.
Well, it turns out their trust in the Pale King was a complete mistake.
Mm.
That sure isn't too good now, is it? In the fungal core, the corpse of a giant mushroom was
Wow.
its final
It's
thoughts
just
were,
an accident.
pale worm. What good to see a demise unavoidable? This could imply that the Pale King
I think saw them.
was
The
delayed
falling.
This is likely the moment when
Die,
Hal's
and everything
was
went down.
entirely collapsed. The Hollow Knight had not completely stopped the infection, and while it may have taken a while,
I
Hal
mean,
was
I found some real
It's at this
watching
point
my
the characters
but
and areas begin to resemble as we know them in game.
yeah, pretty
When
much.
it became clear that the Hollow Knight was not able to contain the Radiance, the Pale King resorted to his final plan. He fucked off.
Oh, damn.
His White Palace and his
Oh,
people
wow.
in the
Besides, man, get this.
At this point, all of the furniture
He
in the
usually
palace
decides to
was
give
covered
up
in white
with
sheets.
other
Similar to how people in the real world cover their furniture while away on long trips. The palace was also completely covered with thorns and buzzsaws, similar to how people in the real world
No.
cover their houses with thorns and buzzsaws.
Oh my god.
The Pale King
Wow,
glimpsed him
Jesus
passively while
Christ.
sitting on his throne in the White Palace. There's no confirmation on what killed him, but there are a few things to consider. The throne room is incredibly dark compared to the rest of the palace.
So you get
And
this,
the particle effects that seem to be
consumed
attracting this room
by the void or some shit?
the abyss.
Yeah, he was
All of the
consumed
king's mold surrounding the Pale King
by
are
the
dark.
void.
The ancient basin itself also has become stained with the presence of
Mm.
as it can be seen as high as the level of
Consumed by the
the
void,
leading back
basically.
to the city. Remember that bug that we stood away in the abyss to make sure the lighthouse wasn't turned off?
He also apologized.
The lighthouse was
So
turned
that's,
off.
yeah, he's
I guess
got
everyone living
fucked
the
up,
perfect
basically.
thing is a crock of shit after all.
God
It
damn.
seems as though the Sea of Void itself actually convinced this bug to betray his king and turn off the lighthouse. Now I know what you're thinking.
Which allowed to
Exactly
come
how conscious is the void?
to
Is the void
consume the
itself?
happening.
Can it form
Is
strategies?
this instinctual,
Does it
or is
host
it,
a podcast?
instinctual,
Well, according
or
to
it
this
has
chosen
some
statue
memory?
ripoff, the void is powerful, but not unified. So while it can thrash around at things that come near it, or call out in unison to turn off a light, it's not a single conscious being. Getting back to the Pale King, one could argue that he might have played a role in his ultimate demise, and I've argued that
That's
until now.
interesting, that's,
We
you
have
know,
to
that could
remember
be
that there's
possible.
enough evidence to know for sure.
So it's just the
Jasper Boyer
opinion,
and a good friend of
effective.
mine, Johnny Cochran, once said,
Okay.
any evidence that the void was involved in the Pale King's death is circumstantial.
Oh my god, wow. Wow, the guy
Just
who
above the White
said
Palace, the
RJ,
homes in the
Jesus
city of Tears
Christ.
weren't faring much better. Even if you ignore the fact that the
I'm
infection
pretty
was
confident about that.
there were other
Wrong,
issues that helped
fucking
lead to the
ass.
city's downfall.
Pretty sure about that.
Due to the gates being sealed, some bugs resorted to cannibalism in order
It's
to avoid
horrific to
starvation.
see. It's
And there's
horrifying
also
to
that
think
metric
about.
fuck ton of corpses lining the walls of the soul sanctum. When all was said
Jesus
and done, the
Christ.
nemesis
If
left
I don't-
standing was Eternal Emelita, who just
I don't know that,
flies around
baby.
about it like she's a fucking Dark Souls character.
Pretty much
Twilight
actually.
ends up in a cocoon deep within the Queen's gardens. She decided to place bindings on herself in order to keep her from spreading her seed. She claims that this is because of the shame she feels in helping the Pale King create the vessel.
Okay,
But
so.
honestly, it's probably just her kink.
Oh,
Ability
that's
also
not
to minister power, possibly
Jesus
so that she
Christ.
is hidden from unwanted visitors. Outside her cocoon,
Ah.
Dryas stood guard, protecting
Really
her
interesting,
from the
actually.
traitor mantises. Raya is eventually killed off by these bugs, which is actually pretty pathetic if you think about it. I
Damn.
mean, we're talking like a neck-ear WPN
Oh, Jesus Christ.
and
No.
wireless router pathetic.
Oh my god, no.
Speaking of
They're just
pathetic,
talk.
let's move on to Hagemel. Hagemel held the city crest, a key used to open one of the gates to the city of Tears. At some point, Hagemel's owner shell was stolen by a maggot. Now, maggots were generally looked down
Oh,
on
my.
to do menial labor.
This is
They
one
were
of
incredibly
the
weak,
gates of the
and
land.
basically deserved all of the discrimination.
Pain power. God damn.
As one man
God damn, what
turned
the
tide,
savage.
He stole Hagemel's shell so that he could defend his downtrodden brothers. His actions weren't motivated by the infection, but instead was
I
how
love
hierarchical
racism.
caste systems will
Oh,
always lead to
wow.
oppression from the working
Oh
class.
my
And
god.
true freedom can only be achieved, blah blah blah, capitalism is bad, subscribe to my Patreon.
God damn.
Ogre moved to the royal
Get
waterways
fucked.
and started living in shit,
Jesus.
changing his name to Dung Defender. Now, I love rolling in shit as much as the next guy.
God damn.
You'd have to
Wow.
really love shit to put up with living with the flukes. So Dung Defender
Damn.
had an unwavering sense of duty and
Wow.
loyalty to the king, and love for his fellow knights. So much so that he made shit statues. How nice. Ogrim acted as the defender of the pipeways, as well as this
That's what dude.
a section of the royal waterways
That's
is
right.
filled with acid, and in the middle of it all rests Isma's corpse, which has been overcome by plant life.
That's sad to
Isma
not
is likely
actually.
the one responsible for this acid blight, but we have no idea what happened.
Yeah.
Lauren's whereabouts during this time are fairly mysterious.
Well, she shows
We know
up
that she
something.
departed Deep Nest and didn't return until the events of the game. At some point, she took to guarding Halmas from recruiting warriors, as well as the cast-off shell in the Kingdom's Edge. Despite the kingdom's woes at large,
They're not
fortune
just
did
though.
not
Such
befall
a somehow
his
big
favorite character.
Tracy.
The Menderbugs continued to fix
Oh
the
my
broken
God.
signs and wayposts of Hallownest.
This is an amazing joke. This is an amazing joke.
That found himself on the precipice of a long and
This is an amazing joke. Wow.
Hello again, diary.
Oh
Not long
shit.
now until the next Linder Bash.
absolutely incredible.
We're a riotous bunch when we get together.
Oh wow,
Thanks
dude.
for flashing me that smile. It might be time to muster my courage and act on it. I love my
Oh
own
wow,
life,
dude.
but sharing it with another? Why, that would be the very
Oh my fucking god,
Green
dude.
Path
This is
also
hilarious,
made
bro.
some changes during
I
this
really
time.
love this shit.
The
That's
Mosskin
shit.
were waiting for Unn's call, which would bring them back into the dream they were originally in.
Ah,
But
it's
for some
wow,
reason,
that's
Unn's
strange.
strength deteriorated. We don't know why this happened exactly. Was it due to the White Lady claiming part of her kingdom? Was it somehow due to the infection?
Who knows?
Some
It's
Mosskin
okay.
believe that Unn went into hiding, but it appears as though Unn is, in fact, calling to her children. But many of them
My son is
were
really
unable
good.
to hear her call.
Watching out to the lake
Many
desert.
Mosskin seem to have taken the Radiance's infection into their leaves, which might explain why Green Path
It's
became
full floors and shit.
location
It's okay.
despite Unn's deteriorating powers. Mossy vagabonds even openly chose to forsake Un and worship the Radiance.
Oh boy,
Another tribe that was
dude.
screwed over by the
Yep.
Radiance is the Hive,
These
which
are
fell to the infection after the death of their leader.
worth the
Hive
second mission.
investment.
Something
It
right.
appears as though this had little effect on their civilization. The Radiance's hive mind was already familiar to the bees, since the hive probably operated under something similar already.
That's nice to hear about
The
actually.
hive probably made out the best.
There's nothing there's like, no
Let's turn our
sign.
attention back to the moths.
No sign.
It's their god that keeps killing everybody.
God
The
damn.
moth tribe didn't fare too
Dude,
well.
this
As
lost
pretty
thing
much
is
the entire
fucking
tribe died out.
savage.
The only
Sure,
one survivor
savage,
was the
dude.
seer. Despite the loss of her tribe, the seer continued to tend to the graves and the resting grounds.
There's a chance
While
to
also
start
awaiting the
doing
arrival of the wielder. a
did
mystical
it
being
out of
that
shame,
the tribe had
shame for the
lost for a
fact
while. In the kingdom's
that
end,
they
the land became
believed their
covered
god,
in ash
basically.
melting off of the worm's decomposing corpse. The Colosseum of Fools continued to thrive.
Oh, that's fine. Who
It
gives a
passed
shit?
away at some point, but nobody really seems to notice or even care.
Let's just go,
Those inside the
basically.
Colosseum were infected, but still seem to have maintained control over
That
the
must have something.
It seems
They have
possible
some
that
sort
the
of
bugs
thought
took in the
themselves,
infection
basically.
similar to the Trader Lord and his followers. This would have given them
That's
magic
some
powers,
theory, actually.
similar to using
Ah.
steroids, but without the whole shrinking
Wow.
testicles thing.
Oh my god.
However, even the Trader Lord and his followers went mad, so what makes these creatures any more special? As for the Pale King's champion, the Pale Lurker, well, she just went the normal kind of insane.
Oh
There
boy.
appears to have been another
Yeah,
unforeseen
that's
event.
crazy. Oh.
When the Hollow Knight was originally chosen, the door to the abyss was sealed, trapping the discarded vessels with
But that's so
Apparently,
worth it.
some vessels didn't get the memo.
Somehow escaped.
Vessel corpses can be found littered throughout the kingdom.
Yeah, there's no
In the ancient
tolerance.
basin,
Tolerance
the
escape.
and several trapped in Nosk's
Even
lair.
with everything was.
Another vessel
Yeah,
that
trust
escaped from the
Nosk.
abyss is the player character, the Knight. The exact details on how the vessels escaped the abyss is
I don't
unclear.
try to
There
sound
are
away.
indications that
Salvation
the
is
Knight
something
was
way.
following us through some old passageway, given void influences in part of the
Ah,
metal
okay.
forces found in
This
Nosk's
is
lair.
lost.
At some
Also
point,
fucked
all
up.
entrances to Hollownest were closed off.
Is this also so? Is this lost steam? It's really
Despite
lost
this,
the
several
steam.
people have wormed their way into the kingdom.
Really lost
with few
steam.
returning.
Ah,
Characters like
interesting.
Relic Seeker Lem seem content to just pillage artifacts from the ruined kingdom. But other bugs seem interested in something greater. In the Howling Cliffs rests the corpse of a member of the Grim Troop. The task of this bug appears to have been to seek out Hollownest, so that the troop can be
Ah,
summoned to
that's
defend
what it's to do.
the Grim Troop are basically a group of bugs that serve a higher being known as the
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Nightmares,
Are
yes.
put alive by feeding on the nightmares of fallen kingdoms. This
I
process
never know how you do
sacrificing
it.
the Troop Master to his own child because
Reasons? Because of
last
reasons?
boss battle.
Yeah, it's
Another
pretty,
important group that's
it's a
often
pretty
found
cool
are
thing
the
possible.
God Seekers. After
Hmm.
being abandoned by their old gods, the gods of thunder
They
and the
took,
gods of
they
rain,
took
these
some of the
bugs
old,
left their home in the
wow.
land of storms, seeking out a new god to worship.
They tried to
The gods to
make
seek
themselves a
the
god.
silent night. While traveling through the wastelands, the God Seekers
Ah,
found
it's really
devices
interesting,
called
actually.
God, which helped them seek out new gods. Through this device, they were able to detect the lingering power of the Pale King and find their way to Howland. When they arrived, however, the God Seeker was forced into hibernation. She was encased in a strange sarcophagus-like
That's
cocoon,
I wonder why
chained
this,
up with a lock.
this stuff
It's not clear how this forced hibernation worked.
I don't
Seeing
fully
as
know
the
this.
cocoon appears to have been made by the God Seeker herself. As for who put the cocoon in chains, I think the most likely candidate is the dung defender.
Ah, okay.
The Godseeker's cocoon is found in the junk pit in the waterways.
So that's it too. That's it.
This was the general picture of Howl Nest after the Hollow Knight was sealed inside the Temple of the Black Egg.
Now we get
The
to
kingdom was stuck in a kind of stasis,
the game starts,
the
basically.
civilization
It's
destroyed, and the Radiants unable to break free from her chains. The Pale King was rebelling against nature, trying to keep
Yeah, that's not. It's never good to
Stasis
me.
over Howl Nest held for an age.
Stories
How
like
long is
this.
that exactly? Well, we
Dark
don't know.
Souls. Dark
As I'm
Souls
sure
is
you've
fuck
noticed, there really
heroes.
isn't a timeline for anything.
Dark Souls is fucked
I also
world.
have no idea how long any of these bugs can actually live. Elderbug wasn't around to see the stagger open, but we know several other characters were, implying that Elderbug is probably one of the youngest characters in the whole game.
Even Dark is really fucking old. He's the youngest.
At some
It's
point, the
crazy
Radiants
to think
bubbling
about
out of the
it.
Hollow Knight, cracking its
It's
shell,
crazy to think
releasing
about
a loud
actually.
and powerful
What's his
roar.
name?
The amount of
Game
infection coming
starts.
out of the Hollow Knight became even greater. The many corpses that lined the roads and cities of the kingdom sprang to
Yeah,
life
so they
with
start
the amplified
kill
power.
everybody basically.
This strengthened infection prompted the departure of the Weavers back to their old home. Now, this old home might actually be the kingdom in which Hollow Knight Silksong takes place. But the amount of knowledge we have about Silksong right now
That's
is
what nothing.
so I'm not saying that's confirmed or anything. This is also
Dude,
around the time that
that's
Coro
good.
arrives back
It's
in
hard to be so
his memory of Motomoto
goddamn
is clouded
amazing.
due to his time outside of Howlness.
If it was like, it's just got 50 years.
Also shows the
Alright.
image of the Hollow Knight with a pre-cracked shell. This could mean that Quirrell's arrival happens roughly the same
Sometimes,
time.
you know, that could be something
At around the same
to
time
talk
Quirrell
about.
arrives in Hollownest, we also see the arrival of the
Us.
who is
The-
commonly
the-
referred to as the Knight.
The,
The Knight is one of the
the,
lucky vessels that was able to make it
the
to
crew.
Somehow,
To
the
the
Knight
crew.
ended up venturing
Oh,
beyond
that.
Howlnest and into the wilds beyond. It's implied that the Knight was called to Howlnest by either the sealed Hollow Knight or the Radiants within. Regardless,
Well,
as it
you know
shows
what
up
it
and
is.
yeets itself off this cliff, the actual game of Hollow Knight.
Yep, it starts. We got all that shit.
Now,
It turned out.
there's a lot of details we could get into. Howlnest is full of NPCs and bosses
Hi,
with
folks.
their own stories to tell. But to be honest, I don't think we need to go through all of them.
It's not that
Some
very
stories
easy.
are relatively
They're simple and
For
understandable.
example,
Basically.
let's look at the brooding Moloch. So why is the brooding Moloch brooding? Because all its friends are dead.
God
And
damn.
there you go. That's the
Jesus
plot of the brooding
Christ.
Moloch. Also, it's the only character in the game with a
Get.
visible mask.
Oh my god.
Now, did you
Get
really need me to
fucked.
explain that to you?
No, I'm sure.
So instead, I'm just going to talk about the interactions relating to Hollow Knight's main story.
It's just.
The Knight
That's like such a
eventually
good
knows
answer.
He lures it deep into Greenpath. There, Hornet attempts to kill the Knight, claiming that she knows what it would try to do. At this point, Hornet views the Knight as being too weak. After the fight, Hornet can be found in a city of tears.
This is just an interesting thing.
Hornet mentions that the Knight
It's
gives
fun.
him resilience.
That's his storyline. Basically, it's like,
This
you
could be
know,
referring to the fact that some of those who leave Howlnest lose their memories, meaning the Knight would have no memories of its own tragic conception. Hornet
That's-
tells the Knight that if it seeks to continue the
just
story of
its
Howlnest's
own
family, it must
origin.
seek the Graven
Basically.
Edge,
And got
referring
the
to the Kingdom.
Martin King,
At
basically.
this moment, Hornet sees the Knight as a possible replacement for the Hollow Knight. Basically, the Knight could break the seals that keep the Hollow Knight locked away, defeat the
Because
Hollow
Hornet
Knight,
was not
and contain the infections.
willing to become.
It's at this
For
point that I
Hollow
should
Knight.
mention that Hollow Knight actually has 5 different endings, because of course it does.
Oh
I'm going to
my
be explaining
god,
each of these in
seriously?
this video,
Christ, I
as they
don't
each give us a
know.
different glimpse into the mechanics of Hollow Knight.
Alright, that's
Now,
nice
it's
to
easy
see
to
actually.
Hollow Knight. Hornet's
Well, I
instructions to
mean-
go to the Kingdom's Edge can be ignored.
You get everything.
If the Knight stumbles upon the resting grounds, the 3 dreamers will appear and cast the Knight into the dream realm. There,
And
the
Captain
Knight
Sphere,
will be rescued
also
and
be
creates
also
a
some
dream.
essence,
A
basically.
special blade that can tear the veil between the real world and the dream
What's
world.
also disturbed
With the dream
is.
realm, the Knight can venture to the resting places of the 3
God,
dreamers, curb stomp their asses,
that's clear as a
and
reason.
entrance to the Black Egg.
I don't know if it goes in.
Inside the
It's
Knight
kills the
finds
fucker.
the Hollow Knight
And
chained
it
and
comes
silently watching over it. Once
from the
chained
same
broken,
vessel.
the Hollow Knight screams with
Six
a
of
clear
radiance
radiance
to
roar
stop
and
basically.
pursues the Knight. As the
But
fight
also
begins,
try and
the
kill
Hollow Knight
itself,
starts
right?
trying to kill itself, squirrel style.
God
Then the
damn.
Knight starts using the Hollow Knight's body to perform her own attacks. Once defeated, the Hollow Knight Knight begins to spew infection all over the place. The Knight can then focus the infection into it.
So for them to become
This results in the
the
first
new
Knight,
shield,
called
basically.
Hollow Knight. In this ending, the Knight usurps the Hollow Knight, prolonging the stasis over Halidust. New chains and bindings appear out of fuck if I know, and contain the Knight, and a new seal is
That's
placed
why
on
it's
the
also
Black
really
Egg.
graphic,
Now,
basically.
there is one giant question.
Whereas it
moving
ends like
forward.
this, huh?
Can the Knight actually contain the infection indefinitely, or will the
No.
Knight still manage to break
You
it?
definitely fucking can't.
Before we answer this question, let's look at some of the other events that
I
can
don't
transpire
think you
in
can,
the
but
game.
it's your
If
usage,
the
most
player
right?
chooses to go to Kingdom's Edge, Hornet will challenge the Knight one last time as a final test of strength. After her defeat, Hornet allows the Knight
You
to
get some work with
cast-off
it.
shell, where the
And
player
gain the
is
rock
attached.
rotate, basically.
By interacting with this egg, the Knight's shell is marked with the King's brand, technically making the Knight the new ruler of Halidust.
That's
With
quite
the King's
crazy,
brand, the Knight
actually.
can now open the
Goes
entrance
in the
to the
void.
abyss and discover the place of its
This is
birth.
how he's
After
back,
leaving
and
the
then
abyss, the Knight can encounter Hornet again, where
you
for
know,
the
work
first
with
time,
Hornet.
Hornet suggests that there are actually two outcomes the Knight can enact. She tells the Knight that it can either prolong Halidust's stasis
Or
face
kill the
the
radiance.
King's infection. Within the
Basically,
Knight,
it's quite
there's a
crazy,
chance for
actually.
instead of just replacing the
She
Hollow
will
Knight,
save
Hornet believes that it may be possible to
it. If there's about Allison,
by
it's
using
such
the
a
void inside of the Knight.
it's such a good stuff.
After visiting
When
the
you
abyss
open
with
the game or
the Jade
something,
Cloak, the Knight is capable of
Smash
finding
it.
a White Lady hidden away in the Queen's gardens.
she
The
tells
Lady
him,
tells the Knight that she has been awaiting a vessel to accept a gift, that gift being one half of a charm called the King's Gift, which she claims will
anyway,
give
just one of the things.
The White Lady goes on to
I
explain that
guess
she can
she-
feel the weakening of the Hollow Knight within her roots. She tells the Knight that it is free of the blemishes that made the Hollow Knight a flawed vessel. From this dialogue, it is implied that the Knight truly is a pure vessel, capable of containing
It's
the
the
radiance,
Hollow Knight.
but it's not quite that simple. So we're gonna have to dig a
Okay,
little deeper
let's
into
see
it.
this, let's hear this then.
Basically, we're gonna need to answer a simple question: what exactly does it mean to be a Hollow Knight? Despite the White Lady's words, we have a number of instances where the characters and item descriptions mention that the Knight has a will, and maybe even a mind. But from the Pale King's dialogue when describing the Hollow Knight, it is stated that a pure vessel has no mind or will. So is the White Lady wrong?
It's
Her eyes have
right.
been clouded by time, and she can be tricked into thinking that Ogrim is in the room when the Knight is wearing the Defender's Crest charm. She also thinks that Dryia is still alive, which...
Oh
Maybe the
dear,
White Lady
oh
is just
dear
stupid.
Lord.
My problem with that theory is that the White Lady states that the vessels stand out to her clearly in a mystic way, due to them being her spawn. She also questions whether or not the Knight sought her aid, which would imply that the Knight must have some kind of will. So for whatever reason, the White Lady thinks the Knight is still capable of continuing radiance.
Yeah, but,
Even if it's still able to make the
that's
seal.
the actual zero
After
outs.
all, the Hollow Knight was considered.
Oh, you might be right
They
there,
taught her how to wield
actually.
a fucking sword. I mean, if the Knight were truly and completely hollow in a literal sense, it probably shouldn't even be able to walk, or draw a map,
Oh,
or
damn.
open a goddamn bank account. In short, this whole
That's
concept
so
of
hilarious.
is so
It's just
abstract and
false.
hard to
It's just-
define.
it's just
I don't
false.
feel comfortable giving a solid
It might be
answer
false,
on
what do you
whether the
mean?
Knight is or isn't truly hollow. And I think the game leaves room open
That's,
for
yeah.
interpretation.
Of course, always have time.
Of course, the White Lady's gift
There's
is
tons of
the other
games.
half of
A lot
the
to
kingdom.
do.
In order to reach it, however, the Knight must travel to the White Palace, locked inside the body of a king's bird. In order to bypass the seal, the Knight must use a fully awakened dreamer. It can do this by bringing 1,800 essence to the seer,
It's not changing the action.
weapon's blade. If the Knight does this, the seer remarks that the Knight truly is the wielder that her tribe has been dreaming of.
Okay,
This is
well.
why the Moth tribe is dreaming about this supposed wielder so much, but it seems like they believe the wielder would wash away the crimes the Moth tribe committed
I
by
can't
turning
tell
their backs
you.
on the Radiance. The seer seems to know that the Knight might kill the Radiance, and she seems accepting of it, ready for her and her tribe to disappear and be forgotten forever. With the
That's just
awakened
a
power,
actually.
the Knight can travel to the Pale King's refuge and locate the other half of the King's Soul charm. When equipped, the King's Soul provides a never-ending supply of soul, making it almost useful if it weren't for the insanely high cost of the charm,
God damn.
and the painfully slow rate at which it increases, and the fact that the charm will get replaced in about 5 minutes after you get it. The King
That's
Soul
good.
itself
That's
symbolizes the
got
union between two
that's
higher
actually
beings.
actually.
To me, this implies that the King Soul is a representation of a vessel, which also was created by the union of two
Oh my
higher
God,
beings.
please.
With the King Soul in their
Two
inventory,
times
the
both
Knight now
sides.
gains access
God
to an
damn
area
it.
in the abyss called the Birthplace. In this massive pile of vessel shells, the Knight can find a giant egg. Dreaming the egg allows the Knight to access its own memory when it was
I have
down
forgotten
in the
messaging.
abyss. From viewing that memory, the King Soul charm is replaced with the Void Heart charm. The recollection
This
of
is
the
just
Knight
a
allows the Knight to
it's
own
just
the
like
power
that's
of
the way
the
it
Void
is.
inside itself. Once the Knight has the Void Heart, the Shades in the Abyss no longer attack it, and that strange creature that gives the Knight the Shade Cloak calls it the
What
Void
a
of Shades.
shot.
In
That's
other
really
words, the
shit,
Knight is now
actually.
bound to once fragmented Void under its own will.
Oh my God, dude, where's that imagery? Who made this?
With the
It's not
union
in
of
the
the
game.
Void, the Pale King, and the White Lady, the Knight has gained a strength before unseen. It is with this
Allows
charm
it to
that
fight.
two additional endings
What
become
is really
available.
interesting?
Hornet will now be standing outside of the Black Egg, offering to help the Knight should the opportunity arrive. Midway through the fight with the Hollow Knight, Hornet rushes into battle, subduing the Hollow Knight and piercing its shell. It's at this point that the Knight is given the perfect opportunity to enter into the mind of its sibling, fighting the source of the infection.
Or you just kill him.
Finally putting an
Or
end
you
to
just kill him.
Radiance's tyranny.
I can't wait. Let's see
Or it
this.
can just stand there and let Hornet get knocked unconscious. If the Knight finishes off the Hollow Knight as usual, the sealed sibling ending occurs. Basically, it's the same as the Hollow Knight ending.
Except one is also to the
And
sides.
her face appears on the door of
And
the
see,
Black
like,
Egg.
it's actually,
It's not clear what exactly this means for
maybe
her.
it's actually another
This
shield.
might imply that
That's
Hornet
another
is
shield.
but she's inside the temple, meaning that no one can actually get in there to kill her should the Knight ever start leaking infection.
So, literally, means,
So she's probably
literally
die
means,
anyway.
literally means that
Generally, people consider this to be one of the worst endings. But it's
because
worth
it
pointing out that
completely
some
take over
sources support the
everything.
Hollow ending as being the true ending. Each ending is canonical in its own right. And honestly, this
That's pretty actually awesome.
at least the Knight and Hornet will get to spend some quality
Oh,
time.
damn.
If the Knight does dream of the
Jesus.
Hollow Knight, it will be taken to an arena where it can finally fight the Radiance head-on.
Oh,
The
shit.
Knight isn't alone, as
It
the
hasn't
other
shit.
case from the Abyss will appear in order to
It's
help
so
the
destroying
Hornet.
it.
Eventually, the Radiance gets trapped in the tendrils of the Void. The Knight bitch slaps her a couple times, and then the Radiance is
Yeah,
consumed.
the king actually helps us.
The Black
The
Egg
original how that helps
turns to
us.
shadows, and the Void seeps down into the ground. Hornet awakens to find the Knight's broken shell lying on the floor.
He told you,
One
also,
shot of the
he
Shades
told
is going to rest, and the game is
Torius and the
This ending is
die
called the
himself.
More ending. The Radiance is gone, and Halonest is finally free.
This isn't no more ending, basically.
Now, I think it's fair to ask a few questions about how the Dream No More ending comes about.
Just for
The
us,
Hollow Knight was
basically.
initially chosen to become the pure vessel.
That, just music, hey, that's,
Brought away. But somehow,
that's
this
Oaken
is
Seed.
outside of the
That's
Abyss.
Oaken
One
Seed.
of those vessels
Oh,
was
yeah,
used to
Dr.
replace the
Fender.
Hollow Knight. Exactly how much
Dr.
was
Fender
planned?
theme. Oh, yeah.
The White Lady was waiting for a vessel. Did she have any communication with Hornet? Hornet was guarding the King's Brand, the only way for a vessel to enter the Abyss. How did she know it was necessary to guard the King's Brand from weaker vessels? Hell, if the vessels did escape the Abyss by themselves, wouldn't it be pointless to guard the King's Brand, since the vessels could just escape back into the Abyss the same way? I'm not going to provide any good answers to these questions, because God forbid I answer
Oh,
anything
man.
this entire
Holy
But
shit.
I do want to point out that no
Good
games
luck.
actually produced the Dream No More
I get the
ending
joke.
are explicitly stated in game. So we can only speculate as to whether or not the White Lady or Hornet, or maybe even the Pale King,
How they
can
plan it all,
defeat the
basically.
Radiance by creating a Lord of Shades like the Knight. Regardless, the next two endings are definitely not playing.
Oh,
In fact,
boy.
the last two endings that were added in the
Of
Godmaster
DLCs.
almost feel out of place. The
Oh,
Godseekers
really?
basically hijack everything to the point that you don't even have to enter the Temple of the Black Egg to beat the game.
Okay, then.
Mario Bros without ever
Oh
seeing
my
the
god.
But on the other hand,
That's nice.
Godmaster endings basically reinforce that Halonest does not exist in a vacuum, which can help the world of Hollow feel more real.
Okay, then.
This is reality, but just a bunch of random chaotic stuff
Damn.
all the time.
Damn,
If the Knight
dude.
finds the Godseeker in the junk pit, it will be able to enter her mind and refight all the bosses in the game. This is part of the Godseeker's ritual. They basically attune to the resonance of gods through ritual combat. This allows them to send their minds higher.
So let's get the enthusiasm. So I actually have no see that.
Achieve communication with the gods.
I have no see it for us. You didn't see it for it.
Now I know what you're thinking. That's a pretty convoluted bit of religious practice they have going on here. The Knight's Theon levels.
Damn.
It's pretty complicated, but the point is, these God Seekers have some serious capabilities to fuck things up in Howlist, as we're about to see. As the Knight makes it further and further through the
What do they do?
God Seekers get
Oh
closer
god,
and
what's
closer
it?
to making
Tell,
contact
oh
with the
shit.
Radiants, locked away inside the Hollow Knight. At the end of the fourth Pantheon, the Radiance makes herself aware in this strange reunion cutscene between
Ah,
them.
that's...
But she isn't the only one to make an appearance.
Oh, that's
Void
cool.
itself
That's
appears
so
to
serious,
launch an
man.
attack,
That's really awesome.
rising up to meet the Radiance's call.
The action.
It's at
Oh,
this point that the final challenge, the Pantheon
Alright.
Balance, becomes available.
Oh,
The God Seeker
shit.
finally acknowledges the Knight as being more than just a simple cringer, and they begin to
So-
engage the Knight more intently. After defeating like a
As I can tell.
final Pantheon, the Knight finally comes face to face with the Absolute Radiance, a stronger, more enhanced version of the game.
Oh, wow.
Finally, the stage is
I'm not bosses
set.
are like...
After roughly 40
fucking
minutes of intense
ridiculous.
agony and
Calm
tedious
down.
boss battles, the Knight has finally
Not
reached
really
the
good plan.
responsible for destruction of Howlist.
War
Truly,
reasons.
this will be a battle
Suck
for
of
the
war
ages.
reasons.
But first, let's check in.
Oh
on
my
Howlist.
god.
As it turns out, he's still alive when the Knight arrives in Howlist, and he's still fulfilling his duty.
Oh my god. Are you serious? Holy shit.
My lovely diary. Someone's gone and broke my favorite sign. Right there, at the top of the crossroads. Keeps happening too. But you know, I just can't get mad. I should be thanking them, really. More chances to fix beautiful, complex sign. Got stocked up on spare parts.
Oh wow, dude. Are you serious?
Broken thorn.
Unfortunately, the only way to ever read the Minotaur's diary is to kill him in cold blood. I'm not
Jesus
sure if
Christ.
this was necessary, but the general
What the fuck, dude?
is that they are bloodthirsty warmongers. So checks out. But at least Menderbug's last moments will be spent fixing one of his favorite signs in the Forgotten Crossroads.
Oh my god.
It's comforting to think that his final seconds of consciousness were spent in total bliss.
That's fucking yes. Oh my god. Is that real? Oh my
Well,
god.
anyways, the
Just
ultimate fight
man.
between the Knight and the Radiance plays out differently than in the vanilla game. This time around, the Knight is not accompanied by any shades. Instead, after defeating the Radiance, the Knight seems to transform into this monstrosity.
What the fuck is she?
Goes by many names.
Oh dude, that's horrific. Holy shit.
Shade, the Devourer, the Void Entity. But I don't
Oh,
like any
dude.
So
What are you
let's
calling
start
it?
with Bill proceeds
Wolf.
to completely annihilate the Radiance in spectacular fashion. We are then treated to the embrace the void ending. Bill comes back down from the sky, dropping into
The void completely takes over
God
at
Seeker
that
starts to get
point.
pulled into Bill by void tendrils. We then cut to the God Seeker in the junk pit. Void starts leaking out of her eyes, and it appears as though Bill is making an escape back into the real world, which is probably a bad thing.
Who knows?
Finally, we see
Basically,
Hornet
who
sitting outside
knows?
of the black egg as the infection begins to disappear from nearby vines. Hornet hears footsteps coming from inside the black egg as the Hollow Knight reveals itself to her and the two prepare for combat. So
Oh,
first,
damn.
we see that the Radiance's death in Godhome actually did kill her for real, meaning that the infection over Hallowness is now gone. This means the
Oh,
cells
yeah.
inside the black egg probably wore off, allowing the Hollow Knight to escape its prison. In other words, the
That's
infection
really
of Godhome
fucking
is
interesting,
goddamn
actually.
we have no idea how Team Cherry plans to follow this up. The Hollow
If at
Knight
all,
and
right?
Hallownest
My
are
god,
being
dude.
transformed into a raging void monster that might try to destroy the entire kingdom, or at least what's left of it.
Oh,
What's even more striking
oh wow,
is that
dude.
the announced sequel, Hollow Knight Silksong, doesn't seem to be related to this ending at all. But that's a whole different shit show.
Who
Obviously,
knows,
the
though?
mystery surrounding this ending is the appearance of Bill. Did this creature exist in the void already?
Or is it
was
just a
it
Hollow
brought into
Knight?
existence by the power of the God Seekers? Did the
Is
Knight
this a one more ending that I
or
don't
did it
know
just
about?
become a part of
It's
it?
for
They
no,
claim
is
the
it
existence
ending?
of this creature and other forms of the
So it's a grammar?
player a Hunter's Journal entry for an ancient artifact called a Void Idol, which might imply this creature might have been worshipped
Wow.
in ancient civilization.
Wow.
But again, that's pure speculation. We don't know what this worship of void exactly looked like. Maybe
Ah,
the worship too
is there anything
or
something
sinister.
to him? Oh my
There's one
god.
thing we know about this monster, though.
No,
The
really?
weakness of flowers. Yes, these things. As it turns out, those delicate flowers that Zamir has stockpiled up
It is?
are actually useful for something.
Oh,
They
damn.
contain a strange power that even deters the White Lady from touching them. The God Seeker, however, is dumb enough to accept the flower from the owner. If the player does this,
Oh,
instead of
damn.
being released out into the world, this flower pulls a no use, and the God Seeker and Void disappear
Oh,
into thin
shit.
air. The flower
What
itself
the hell, dude?
is giving off a pale light, which appears to connect it to the pale beings. Like I said before, pale beings appear to be some form
That's
of
kind of
top
crazy,
tier
actually. What the
as
hell,
of right
dude?
now,
This is
we are only
ridiculous.
aware of two,
I don't know what
the
to do.
Pale King and the White Lady. But the fact that Zamir brought these pale flowers from a faraway land implies that there are definitely more of them out there.
It's such a god out there. Ah,
Are the pale ore items that can be found all over Hallamist. Did these come from the Pale King, or possibly some other Pale King? And what exactly are they?
really,
In general, the Godmaster endings of
really
Hollow Knight
ambient
brought us
on
the
it.
future
Can't
of
think
Hollow
I'm
Knight
just
content.
great old.
Like
I
I
love
said
this
before,
game.
Hollow Knight Silksong doesn't seem to connect to these events on the surface. So
But who knows, it could be.
in trying to discuss
Could
what
be,
these
who
things
knows?
actually mean for the
Dude,
creator
oh my
of
god.
Team Cherry's building. There's
Dude,
definitely
this
a lot
is so
more to
awesome.
consider
So
about
it's just
what
like a
the
goddamn
Pokemon
game.
are and what properties they possess. And we also have plenty of questions surrounding the Void and how bugs have interacted with it in the past. It almost feels like we're looking through a keyhole, trying to grasp
Yeah,
the
basically
Cherry's
trying to
creation.
grasp
How
the
powerful
straws
are
at this
creatures
point.
like Bill and the worms? Where did things like the Void even come from to begin with? How much
Truth
is the world?
knows, right? Real.
Is Bardoon into butt
Oh
stuff?
my god, why
But
did
of
change?
course, that's the
Jesus
appeal of
Christ.
Hollow Knight.
Boss
Having all
bag,
of the answers
please.
to every question would just ruin the mystery of the world. Plus, if we didn't have
Please
questions
don't,
this way
she's
for
right.
then what else would we be doing with our
Oh,
lives?
Jesus.
Go outside? Ugh.
Oh my god.
So this video comes to an end. Now I know the average attention span of a YouTube viewer is 9 minutes. So let me leave you with a few takeaways. 1. Hollow Knight is a game about bugs. I know this may come as a shock, but it's true. Watch the video again, and this time, pay attention. You'll notice right away. 2. Murdering your own babies might not be
It's
such
not.
a good idea.
That's not good idea.
I mean, this is obviously just my interpretation of the game's lore. Other people might have different views on the subject of babies, and every opinion
My
is
God.
so I don't want to step on
Jesus
anyone's toes or
Christ.
anything. 3. Vanderbug is fucking dead. 4.
Sorry,
This
boyfriend,
video
that's
probably
all.
has a few flaws in it. Trying to
It's
construct a cohesive
Ah,
narrative
she's
from
fair.
Down in Hollow Knight
Sounds just
isn't
fair.
exactly straightforward. I'm sure my views will change in the future, and I encourage you to explore the lore yourself. 5. And this last point is fairly obvious, but I should mention it anyway.
Spoilers.
The house is the best
Oh
animal.
my god. I'm gonna say this. Rusty. I really enjoyed this. This is really good, actually. Oh shit. That was a really great fucking video, dude. I'm not sure I talked as much as I want to. That's really great. I enjoyed that so much. Also play the holiday music while doing the video. Just a plus, to be honest. Just a plus. Paul, they're gonna waste it. I'm saying that. Let's waste it, guys. Saying that. I also know what's else to say this, because that's why I'm trying to end the video, but I got waste it, honestly. Hey. Hey. Dad. Anything else? Real quick. Let's get in the video. I will pause. Use the bathroom. Save the guys. It's got it. End the video soon, basically. Yes, sorry, this guys. Just can't end the video on my own. I can't end the video on my own because of a lot of reasons, actually. Paul, are you there? Sorry. Oh wait, sorry, Paul. I can hit Paul, sorry. You want to mess up? I gotta end the video. Mess up. There guys is all I have to say. Tell this circle. That's this video. I'll see you all in our videos this guy. Bye for now. At the end of the video, I would just like to thank my current subscribers on YouTube and my Patreon. And my patrons on Patreon. If you enjoyed the video, please like or comment on the video if you would like to. And if you enjoy the channel, please support me and subscribe. You can find the links to my Patreon and Twitter, as well as links to reactions and videos in the description down below. If you want to support me on Patreon, please do. There are many rewards you can get, and I appreciate it. And like my favorite anime reviewer would say, sayonara, bye bye.